The European Institute for Biomedical Imaging Research supports the development of biomedical imaging technologies and the communication of knowledge with EU-funded projects.
And what a better way to discover the organization and learn how it's contributing to the European Health Union than from the EIBIR Scientific Director herself. Please welcome Professor Regina Beets-Tan, Chair of the Department of Radiology at the Netherlands Cancer Institute. Hi, Regina. So nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So we were just wondering, Regina, what is EIBIR exactly, and what can it do for radiology researchers?
Yeah. So EIBIR stands for European Institute of Biomedical Imaging Research, and what it does is it helps researchers who want to submit their project for the EU funding to help them coordinating their project from proposal writing to project management and dissemination of the results, so that they can focus on the science, because it's daunting to do a project at EU level with many consortia in other countries. So EIBIR wants to help researchers, and we do that to bring them together. So that is, in fact, what we are good at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in your perspective, what are the most effective strategies that EIBIR employs to enhance collaboration among imaging experts?
Yeah, so the most effective is that you bring the different disciplines together. So we have a multidisciplinary approach. We have co-owners of EIBIR who really shape our strategy, who gives us input on which research priorities we should work in. It's not only radiology, we have nuclear medicine colleagues, we have the very important EORTC, that's a trial organization where medical oncologists are directing the clinical trials. They are all part of EIBIR, and that is the multidisciplinary approach.
Wonderful.
You have just started as scientific director of EIBIR. What are your strategic priorities, and how do you hope to implement those in the coming time?
Yes, so the strategic priority of the multidisciplinary approach definitely is the way to go. Why? Because as radiology, first of all, there is this financial pressure for healthcare, but also for research. So if you're investing in research, it should be a research that has a fast and very high impact on patient care. Now, if we are testing the value of medical imaging, what we need to do is not only to test the safety and performance of technology, but literally need to test also the clinical effectiveness of technology. And there is no direct link between the technology and the outcome. But there is an indirect link, because the technology can direct the treatment intervention, yes or no. And that treatment has a direct link with outcome. So what I'm saying is, in fact, that if we want to test the effectiveness and the impact of our imaging with an endpoint that matters to society and patients, we need to have and address the entire patient care path, the entire from diagnosis to treatment to follow-up. That is the only way that we can literally define whether imaging is effective. And that means that we move from only technology research, unidisciplinary, we move towards multidisciplinary research. So we need to collaborate. That's the message.
Building bridges.
Building bridges, also in research. Yes.
I will never forget it. How do you approach the integration of AI and all the other acronyms associated with it? How is that going to affect your position going forward and the field itself?
Yeah. So definitely, this is a theme of this Congress. So we, as the digital specialization, are already in the front line of AI. But we have not yet discovered what is the position of AI in our discipline. So what we need to do is to invest in the infrastructure, and we are very happy that the European Commission has co-funded a project that is being coordinated by EIBIR to develop a huge virtual federated infrastructure, meaning that the data keep in the hospitals, but we are going to pool all data. And we are going to collect cancer images in a standardized way. Even over 60 million is the ambition. So we're now building the infrastructure, and that will be ready in 2026. And there are already calls out there from the EU to help hospitals to upload the images, because that needs investment. You need personnel. It's not that you're extracting the images from the packs into that infrastructure. It's not that simple. So we can now apply for that funding. It's already open. Now, why is that important? Because once we have these imaging infrastructure in place, we can share those images. We can let all the stakeholders have access. So medical professionals, but also scientists, but also industry partners. Because based on those images, we can develop and benchmark trustworthy AI tools. Now, why do we need these AI tools? Because we are going to integrate, so to synthesize all kind of biomarkers. We do not only have biomedical imaging, but we have biomarkers from laboratory, which is very promising. The ctDNA, we have biomarkers, molecular markers, genes, which is also very promising. But we're not going to compete. We are going to complement each other. So integration of biomarkers to make AI-powered prediction models of outcome. And that is what we would like to, as EIBIR community, to include in the new updated strategic research agenda. We are working on that also at the moment. And apart from that, I think EIBIR has gained a strong position in the European research field. And we can, through that, through our research, through the reputation that we have, what we can deliver, the successful delivery, we can even, and that is my mission, we should then have input or a voice in the direction of the EU research strategy. And at the moment, it's still not, I mean, we can improve that, but we need also to show that we can deliver. And then in the end, we will be taken more seriously and really have a direct input in the EU research strategy. And why is that important? Because no one in a hospital can do without imaging. So imaging research is going to be very important. We have to invest in that. And if you do not have a voice, you're not there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I believe earlier you were referring, small aparté, to UCAIM, the initiative. We're going to talk about that at 3 o'clock here with Esther Braun. So I just wanted to announce this.
Perfect. Yes, that is the UCAIM initiative. And to know there's exactly such an infrastructure co-funded by the EU that is being built, but on molecular data.
Yeah.
So it's, if we have both collection of biomarkers, then we can link them and we have this integrated diagnosis.
Definitely.
Apart from projects, EU projects run by EIBIR, this UK project is an example of a success initiative?
Yes, first of all, there's another very ambitious project that is the SOLAS on lung cancer screening. So the whole idea is to build tools to implement personalized treatment in lung cancer screening. Sorry. The lung cancer screening is increasingly on the agenda of EU nations because it's number one cancer death. And the EU has released a new recommendation of screening, including new types of cancer, of which one is lung cancer screening. And of course, we play a role, a very important role, because that is done with CT. So at the moment, we have, EU is investing in implementation of lung cancer screening in the member states. And we are very lucky as EIBIR to also coordinate that project.
And about the SOLAS project, at 4 o'clock, we will also have
Indeed.
an interview here.
It's
exactly
incredible,
with
yes.
Just a
Dr.
straight run.
Helmut Frosch.
Yes.
It's-
Yes.
You're introducing the agenda for this afternoon.
For this
Thank you so
afternoon.
much.
Yes. There is another success project that I would like to mention, which we do in collaboration with the European Society of Radiology. We provide research seed grants. Seed because we would like young, ambitious radiologists and scientists to be able to generate pilot data from a start research. And why are pilot data important? Because if you want to submit or to go further for larger funding, you first need to prove that you've done the preliminary study and that you're on the way to become an expert in that. So just to give 10 awardees 7,000 euro each one,
Wow.
then they can start with their pilot data, and maybe it's good to next year to have some of them sharing their results. It's wonderful. I mean, we had the awardee ceremony up in the booth, and that was just inspiring to see young people so grateful to have a grant. Yeah,
I can imagine. Sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah.
With this focus of artificial intelligence, in your position, are you seeing an increase in funding, an increase in attention to the field of radiology just because of the way that those two systems match?
Yes, there is an increase in funding for AI because everyone understands that in healthcare there is this digital transformation. It's going to be AI. But I think it should not be only unidisciplinary, we developing tools. I really think that we should work together with the other disciplines. Because, you know, the pharma industry has been testing the safety of new drugs and the efficacy, but they understand that the healthcare costs are increasing. So for metastasized tumors, for patients with metastasis, we can win, we can have gain, but the gain, it has to be the balance between cost and benefit. So the pharma industry understands that. So they are also working on tools to identify the right patient for the right medicine. So if they are working on tools, which is usually molecular markers, fluid markers, then it's also good to have the imaging markers there. And there is this IHI call where the pharma and the technology industry are together, and the calls are usually heavily focused on the integration or the collaboration between the medical professionals and the industry. We call that public-private partnership.
Wow.
Well, Regina Beets-Tan, in addition to a long list of accomplishments, current scientific director of EIBIR, thank you for joining us to speak about the research landscape currently within the European sphere. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. We will be back at 3 o'clock with, as we already announced, an interview on the UCAM initiative. So make sure to be connected at this time.
Thank you for joining us.